courage, fuel, and revenge. We are the Spy-Fi guys, and this is Dhurandhar.
Welcome to the Spy-Fi guys.
So I apologize to the universe for that.
Yeah. Wow.
Justice for Denison.
Is it though?
I laughed, and then I hated myself for laughing. Hello and welcome back to the Spy-Fi guys, where we cover spy facts, spy fiction, and everything in between. I'm Zach.
And I'm Guru.
Who are you and what have you done with Christian?
Oh my god. I'm Zach's wife.
So, Christian couldn't make it this time around. And this is my wife, Guru, who's joining us for the first time officially. She's made many comments on movies that we've covered in the past. But because she was the one who introduced this movie to me, she's really passionate about it and she knows a lot about the subject, I thought that we would bring her on. So welcome aboard.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Christian.
So before we get started, is there anything you want to tell us about, about yourself? Is that too big of a question, or maybe we should just stick with the movie?
A bit about myself. I grew up in India, studied in India, worked in India before I came to the US. So I know bits and pieces of different events that have happened over time. And I remember watching news or through radio.
About the events that happen in the movie. Yeah.
And this movie connected all the dots for me.
So what brought this movie to your attention that you and I ended up watching it a few months ago?
Yes. So basically when I first heard of the title, I didn't know what to expect. And I wasn't paying it any attention at all until I heard it was banned in Pakistan.
That's right. And when you told me that, I was like, well, now I gotta watch it. What's so controversial about it? Because I figured, India and Pakistan, as most people are probably aware, don't exactly get along. Surely there must have been a lot of movies, and we've even seen a couple where the Pakistanis are the bad guys. So what made this one different to the point where they had to ban it?
That's exactly what I was curious about and got me to watch the movie, and that's where I pushed you hard.
Right. So the movie's currently on Netflix, for those who are curious about it, at the time of recording. And you and I, a few months ago, sat down to watch it at 8 p.m., and it was 3.5 hours long.
That's
right. We're only going to watch the first half. But it was so intense, we stayed up pretty late at night to finish it.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. The movie was so gripping that we couldn't leave it halfway.
Yeah, and then of course we watched it again recently for the purpose of this recording.
That's right.
Anything else you want to say about it before we get started? There's also a sequel, which we will not be talking about in this episode, but maybe later.
Yeah.
Plot synopsis.
Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to jump into our poetry synopses. As always, I've come up with some poetry synopses. So here is the haiku for Dhurandhar. Violence and music. Almost everyone sucks here. Long way to the top.
Wow.
I feel like that mostly covers the movie.
That's right. That is right.
Thank you. Oh, I forgot to mention the spoilers begin as well. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're curious, there's some shocking turns of events, but here is the limerick now, also for Dhurandhar. Hamza's a one-man army. He's gonna be king of Lyari. With the help of a mooch and a man named Baluch, those terrorists are gonna be sorry. What do you think, Guru?
That's a wonderful summary and well put.
Thank you. But then just in case you need a little bit more summary, here's the official IMDb plot summary from IMDb. A mysterious traveler slips into the heart of Karachi's underbelly and rises through its ranks with lethal precision, only to tear the notorious ISI underworld nexus apart from within. I'm not sure that's entirely true.
Yeah.
Tears the underworld nexus apart from within? That's kind of more in a different movie.
Maybe theirs is...
kind of an overstatement.
Yeah. He does a pretty decent damage, very substantial damage, I would say.
All right, we will discuss. So the movie begins with a Bhagavad Gita quote, which I did not have time to write down. I don't know if you did. it was something about doing your duty, or maybe that's just what the Bhagavad Gita in general is about. And it says chapter 1 is the price of peace.
Right.
And it begins with 2 terrorist attacks on India. Okay, the first is a hijacking of an airplane, which really sets the tone of the movie really well. And a negotiation happens. We see extreme violence right away. So the movie is quite violent. It's not the most violent movie I've ever seen.
But some of the scenes are extremely gory.
Yeah, but it begins right away because there's a brief shot of the terrorists killing a passenger. It's very brief. It's only a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
But it's quite bloody.
So the event we are referring to is the Kandahar flight hijack, which happens in 1999.
Right. And you watched a whole series about it, didn't you?
That's right. So there's another show in Netflix called IC814, the flight number, and it's a 3, if I remember it right, 3-episode show which covers in detail of what happened in the hijack.
Because it's quite a story beyond just what we see in this movie.
Yes.
So something interesting is it's in the middle of what looks like nothing.
Correct.
It's an airstrip, and there's nothing nearby except for some mountains. And I think that's partially why the Indian government didn't want to storm the plane. Because remember they talk about, why don't we just go in and try to rescue them with force instead of negotiating?
That's a good point. I don't know the accuracy of the setting in which the flight was landed, but for what I know, we can fact check. But the flight actually lands in the Kandahar airport, so it's actually an airport. I don't know why the set did not look like an airport.
Okay. I think it was just to establish that it's in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting because if it really was in the middle of nowhere, then it's like tactical, right? Because you can't send an army, they'll see it coming a million miles away.
Yeah.
Okay? And we're not going to get too much into this, but you and I had a discussion about the ethics of this part.
Wrong. Yes, a very ethical question. What is the right thing to do? Because the terrorists that are being asked to release are notorious. And what kind of damage would they cause once they're released?
Right. But you don't know.
Yes. So at the moment of the events happening, it makes sense to rescue our own people, citizens. It's the duty of the government.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I said. That was the point. By the way, also they mention, I don't think they show it, but they mention in the movie that there's hostage families protesting outside of the PM's residence.
That's it. That is correct.
And that sounds very familiar if you know something about recent events in world history. So, but anyway, so ultimately they make the deal, and the terrorists get released, and there's a conversation about whether we should do this Dhurandhar plan to strike back against Pakistan. Do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, a quick fact to add, the demand from the hijackers would be actually asking for 36, to release 36 people. However, after much negotiation, they shortlist the list to 3. And the 3, one of them is, if I get the names right, Masood Azhar and 2 others. And they were part of, I don't know if we should do this reveal, but one of them is a planner of the 9/11 attack.
Yeah, you should, because that's not in the movie. I can't believe it wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
So one of them was involved in 9/11, and the other one is involved in the next terrorist attack, which the first one, the hijacking, set the tone really well, but this is where I got gripped by the movie. 13th December 2001, India parliamentary attack. I remember when this happened, not long after 9/11 either. And the movie does a really good job of depicting it because you get to meet this Indian policewoman who works as a security guard. There's a ram attack and she gets shot down. Not the most extreme violent death the movie has, not by a long shot, but because she's an innocent person, it grabs you much more.
Yep. One other thing to add about that particular scene or the event shown in the movie is they actually mix it with real footage.
Yes, that's
alongside the movie. They're playing the real footage of what happened.
Yeah, that's right. So the only thing after that that's really violent, so there's a lot of shooting back and forth like an action movie, and one of the terrorists who was released on the airplane blows himself up. He's a suicide bomber. Yeah, but you get some more violence there. You see like chunks of like meat fly everywhere. Oh my goodness. But the thing is, they say a lot of people get killed, but we don't actually see them, except for the woman security guard that I mentioned before.
Yes. But I don't know the number of casualties on the security side, but they definitely got all the
terrorists. If every attack has an iconic image associated with it, the one I think of with the Parliament attack is the terrorist behind that wall. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's a terrorist with a gun and he's hiding behind a wall.
Okay.
And he's shooting at someone you can't see because it's off camera.
Right.
I guess I'm a little disappointed. Not that I really expect the movie to show, but I want to know, so what happened? Was it just a big gunfight and a bunch of people shot each other? What happened? I don't know. Do you know?
I do not know, but how I interpreted the scene was there were security posts around the Parliament building who were trying to stop these attackers. Had they not stopped, so the shooting is happening from the side of the building where the attackers were present, and the security who's around the building, protecting the building.
I see.
Had the security not stopped them, the possibility is the attackers would have gone inside the Parliament, and there is an active session going on.
Yeah, so it could have been way worse. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it could have been way worse. So all the MPs are safe, but this finally convinces the Indian government to take action about this terrorist issue. And there's a throwaway line, by the way, where they say the U.S. is going to back Pakistan. We can't look to them for help. And by the way, when they say that in the movie, Guru gave me a look. Well, so as people may recall, this was the war on terrorism, because it wasn't long after 9/11. Pakistan was the U.S.'s foothold into Afghanistan. And
was it around the same time?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is December 2001. And I don't know if we had invaded Afghanistan yet, but it was definitely coming. So the plan is to do Operation Dhurandhar, which means... Do you know what it means?
Yes. Sending people into Pakistan and establishing them in their core operations of their underworld. And get the first-hand information of what they're planning and what is happening. And
Great.
Also stop.
That's great, thank you. But I meant, what's the word Dhurandhar mean?
Dhurandhar means a winner or one who sets... I have to look up, I'm sorry.
Like champion or something like that?
Correct.
Okay, very good.
So it means an expert leader, master of craft.
I see.
Who's highly skilled and capable.
Okay, and what language is that?
Hindi.
It is in Hindi, okay.
Yeah.
So then we begin Chapter 2, Stranger in the Land of Shadows. A time jump, 2004, Afghanistan. It says inspired by incredible true events.
That's right.
Any thoughts on that?
No. When I was actually watching the movie up until the plot of them planning to send spies over, I was thinking, how will they make the border cross?
Yeah, how is it going to work?
Yeah, but that just revealed into the next scene of entering Pakistan through Afghanistan and not through India.
Yeah, it's an insertion. So we meet our main character, Hamza. He's on an Indian helicopter that flies to Afghanistan, and then he crosses the border. And the music in this part is great, and I was more gripped because I was like, okay, we've established the stakes, we've established the bad guy, now let's go kick some ass, which is not what ended up happening right away. It happened later. You get great scenery, you get great music, and he ends up in Lyari, Karachi, Pakistan.
Yep.
Had you ever heard of Lyari before this movie?
I haven't. Even if I heard, it would have been a casual word. I didn't know what it meant or what it was known for.
Well, apparently Lyari is the key to Karachi, and Karachi is the key to Pakistan. So it's the most important suburb that none of us have ever heard of before this. So he stops by to meet a juice seller in a juice store, and he comes back at night and he gets involved in a fight with some local thugs. Okay. Now, what's interesting is the juice seller turns out to be his contact, but he does nothing to help him. Why do you think that's the case?
I think he's still waiting to validate the authenticity of this person. Yeah.
Okay, he just isn't sure if he's his fellow Indian spy.
So if you remember the scene where they actually have a exchange of conversation, where the key word for Hamza was the phrase that he keeps yelling.
Like, yeah, the code phrase.
The code phrase
Right.
he keeps yelling, and so he knows he's at the right spot. And he buys some juice there, and they have like a 1-word or 2-word conversation.
Right.
And the Alam juice guy, his name is Alam. So Alam, he gets Alam's attention. However, he still is observing before he takes him under his wing.
Okay, that's interesting. I also thought he might blow his cover if he gets involved.
Right away.
Yeah, it might seem suspicious. So we should also say our main character, Hamza, something interesting about him is he has a very distinctive visual look. Like, to me, it's right up there with James Bond in a tuxedo. So he's a huge guy with huge arms, and he has long hair and a huge beard. So as soon as you look at him, you know it's Dhurandhar, and you know he's our main character. So I don't know if that was an intentional choice on the part of the filmmakers.
I think it is. I think yes. I have to say there could be 2 reasons. One, he's the protagonist and the hero,
Right.
playing the hero role. So he looks fit, well-made body, able to fight. And the second part is he also has to fit into Pakistan as a Pakistani, for which he will need a beard or whatever
Right.
look that he has to incorporate for him to like look as a local.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are 2 parts to it. One, still maintaining the visual effects of the hero while also trying to fit into the...
Yeah, exactly. So I also think, so long-time people have been listening to Spy-Fi guys or are familiar with spy stories know that spies are supposed to blend in most of the time. So I actually think the juice seller guy, what was his name, Assam, you said? Alam. He actually is more the way spies typically look. Because he looks like a face in the crowd. But for this job, where Hamza, it's revealed later, is going to become a gangster king, he should look like a gangster king, right?
Fair.
Yeah. Alam does not look like a gangster king. And I don't
And he looks exactly like a juice owner, juice center owner.
Correct, exactly. So he survives the fight and they meet up with each other and he spends a year working at the juice store because it jumps forward to a year.
He keeps thinking about his family and Alam and Hamza get tea together and they talk about
what's going on here in Liari, yes.
Yeah. So Alam says to Hamza that he has to maintain that vigilance and patience.
Well, he also explains, here's the deal. Like we said before, Liari runs Karachi and Karachi runs Pakistan. So in order for this operation to work, they have to take over Liari. And that's fortunate because there's mafia-style organized crime gangs that basically run Liari. And there's 2 major ones. One of whom is run by Raymond Denoit, is that his name?
Dakait is what they
Dakait.
said as the name, but he's from a Baloch community.
Yeah.
So instead of calling him Rahman Dakait, they show like a rename where they called him Rahman Dakait.
Yeah.
So, Rahman Baloch.
So it shows the title on the screen, and then the last name flips over like a flip, and it says Raymond Baloch, which is great. By the way, I forgot this. His name is spelled Rehman. In my memory, it was Raymond, like everybody loves Raymond, like the American name.
Oh.
Raymond, but it's not. So anyway, so he runs one of the gangs, and then another one is run by someone else whose name I did not get.
Patan gang.
Yeah. So they're the 2 rivals, and Raymond is a bad dude. There's a rumor that he killed his own mother.
That's right.
And which jumps us into chapter 3, the bastard king of Liari. i.e. Raymond Baluch. So we get a visit. Oh, his name is Babu Ducat, because they're like, are they brothers? They're related to each other, right?
Yes. So Babu Ducat is Raymond's dad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's his dad.
Yes. So Raymond's mom has Raymond through Babu Ducat, who's an affair. And the day Raymond learns that he was born as an affair,
bastard.
To
use Game of Thrones terminology.
Bastard son, he actually kills his mom.
But not his son, because he's still a son.
Not his father.
Well, no, the father kills Raymond's mom. No,
the son kills the mom.
Yeah. No, didn't I just say that?
Yeah,
that's true. So he's a bad dude. There's another good part with great music here, and this part is also very interesting. He meets another Indian spy who's in Babu's gang.
That's right.
So the thing about this movie, from this point on, it becomes basically a crime movie. It's not really a spy movie per se. It's more about a criminal trying to climb up in the ranks of criminals. Would you agree that that's true?
No.
You wouldn't agree?
No. It's still a spy movie, I would say, because now both the gangsters groups are infiltrated by Indian spies.
Right.
And the Indian spies have a connection going on, passing information from one side to the other.
But is this the only part where they do that, or did they do it again?
I think they keep doing it.
Okay, I didn't remember that part.
Now we have 3 spies.
Yes.
The juice guy, and Hamza himself, and Rizwan, who is on Pathan gang.
On Babu's gang.
Yes.
Yeah. So Babu tells Hamza that they're going to do this attack on Raymond's son at a wedding. So here is Hamza's chance to get in good with him. I thought this part was great. It's like we're going to set up Hamza to do something heroic, and that's how he'll get Raymond to trust him. And to get him to join the gang, because he's not as part of the gang yet. But what I'm saying is, it would have been interesting, and I know it's based on a true story, so they can't change it, but if he was climbing up the ranks of being an organized criminal using spy stuff. He does it a little bit, but I thought it would be the whole movie, if that makes sense. Okay, so the plan is protect, I called him Baluch Jr., Raymond's son.
So some of the songs that are played as background music throughout the movie were actually songs from the 90s, which were more popular and more catchy, more party-like. And it was very interesting to hear all those famous songs as background music.
Well, it's like James Gunn doing Guardians of the Galaxy, where if it's old music, the old and bad stuff gets forgotten, and the old and good stuff stays. So that's what people remember. So there's wedding music, there's people making it rain, throwing money around, and you said that's not uncommon in that part of the world?
Yes.
But you don't stop and pick up the money, right? That's rude. You don't do that.
No, so everyone is enjoying enough that the focus is not on money, but if there is someone who is not there to attend the event, there might be some other people who are interested in the money and just there for money. So
the juice sellers are there, including Hamza. He's acting as a waiter, and I was amused. They're handing out juice because it's a dry wedding, right? Because it's a Muslim country.
To be honest, now I'm not able to recollect whether it was a wedding or it was just a event.
I thought it was a wedding at this part.
Okay.
Yeah. It might have been a birthday party. I don't know. I my note is wedding music, dry wedding, wedding this, wedding that. I don't know. Raymond Jr. is there. His bodyguards have these huge rifles, and a gunfight occurs when 3 attackers show up. So there's slow motion. It's actually, you ever seen John Wick? Do you know the John Wick movies? So that's what it reminded me of.
Fair. Yeah. A few points to add. Both Rahman's sons come to the event. The elder one is the target. The younger one also comes along with him. He's a little playful and running around.
Correct.
Naeem, the elder son, hands off the gift, wishes the couple or the friends, and as they were about to leave.
Okay. But then the attack happens. So there's a part where So they play the pop music during the action scene. That's what reminded me of John Wick or Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a part where Hamza like floats his hair and the hair goes in slow motion. I also had a note, you can't tell the attackers from the defenders. It's hard to know who's on whose side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's bodyguards and Hamza against the three attackers.
Correct, from the other gang.
Yep.
So the attackers get away, the older kid is dead, but Hamza worked really hard to save his life. Kind of over the top, actually, if you ask me.
I agree.
So they take him to the hospital, which looks like Arkham Asylum from the Batman series, and we meet, for the first time, Raymond Baluch. Now, you know this actor already. You want to tell us a little bit about the actor?
Yeah, he was a famous actor in the 90s and has done movies as in romantic roles, even as serious roles. But having to see him back on the screen felt really good.
Yeah, and he's scary. He's very intense in this role.
He's a very good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can see why you picked him. So Hamza provides helpful comments. Of course, Raymond is sad. I mean, his son is dead. And then we meet the guy who I called the Mooch. Called Jamil. I don't say Jamil.
Jamil Jamali.
Yeah, so he's a local politician who I think him and Raymond work together to run Liari, basically. He's like the official mayor, you might call him, and then Raymond is the unofficial one. So he's over the top, so sad, but he wants no revenge on the gang because elections are coming up.
That's right.
And it'll cause problems for him. We get a part with the funeral, and Hamza is in. He joins the crew.
Yes.
Right.
So there's a subtle scene there where there's a conversation between Rahman and
Is
Hamza,
it like his sidekick?
where
Hamza, okay.
Rahman and Hamza, where Hamza says, Rahman says, "I'll pay you for trying to save my son," and he says, "I'm not here for money.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm here for our community, and I'm in service. I appreciate everything that you have done to the Baloch community, and I'd like to be part of it." He does not say he wants to be part of it, but he
like hints at it. Look at that humble Hamza. What a guy. He always knows exactly what to say to win these guys' trust. How does he do? What a saint. Oh my God. He risked his life to save the son. What a guy. How could you not trust him?
I would say that's the smoothest entry you can ever do.
Yeah.
Is find the weakest moment and make your entry.
Well, we find out later that Raymond Baluch is very into his Baluch community. So it makes sense that that's his weakness. Do you think Hamza knew that before he even went in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the gangs themselves were named, or the gang leaders represented the community they stand for. That's where Rahman ran the Baluch community, and Babu Deket ran the Pathan community.
I see. Nice. Okay, so he gets in, he's introduced to the business. They sell artificial or like fake guns that I guess still work. He sees the throne that Raymond sits on. And their discussion, Raymond goes to the gang and he says, should we get revenge on Babu? I always want to say Babu Freak, who's the guy from Star Wars, or Frick, Babu Frick. So the gang says, no, don't do it. But Hamza says yes. Okay? And then use this opportunity to take over.
Yeah. It all starts with the evening news covering...
oh, yeah, that's right.
Why did Rahman not take any revenge? And that's where the thought is triggered from. And the complete gang says no, except for Hamza, who says, let's take this opportunity. And
the anchor doesn't just report it. He kind of, I don't think he means to, but he like taunts Raymond. He's like, what, did your balls fall off or something? He says something like, you know, is he scared? Or no, he's like, Jamil has him like by the leash.
Right. I think, if I remember it right, they connected back to elections and say that, is it because of elections that Rahman is holding back?
Yeah, that's exactly the reason.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get a montage of violence next, this is where the movie really makes it clear. This is a violent movie, and don't hang around. if that's, which we did not know when we started watching it, or at least I didn't know
Me
that it was a
neither.
violent movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have gangsters going up against other gangsters. That's what I mean by almost everyone sucks here.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of the kills?
Before we jump into the kills, now the Rahman gang, Baloch gang, is attacking the Pathan gang and taking this opportunity to kill the core of the second gang.
Of Babu's gang, yeah.
Yes.
So there's a part where they throw a guy into like a boiling like vat of something.
Oh my god.
There's a part where a guy gets dragged through the streets, which was already bad, but then they throw him into a fence. He gets like impaled on the fence. So it's crazy. There's all this violence, which culminates with Raymond beating Babu, his own father, to death with like a heavy weight or something. Yeah. And he says, "I'm the king. I rule now. The Baloch will not me. The Baloch rule Liari."
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
All those killings are like gory and brutal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I said it's like a gangster movie, like a crime. It feels more like a crime movie, certainly in this middle section.
So the crime always existed.
Yeah.
The part of the highlight of the movie is people being able to infiltrate into those existing gangs, that ongoing violence, and turning it into their favor.
Yeah. I actually think this part, even though it's violent, was probably my favorite part of the movie because there's momentum. Like, you know where it's going. You know the stakes.
Yeah.
You know what he's after. You know what's being accomplished.
Yeah.
And let's rock and roll. So chapter 4 is Bullets and Roses. We jump forward to 2007, and Jamil has just won an election. Again. And there's I don't know if this crowd was made out of CGI, but it looked incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raymond shows up to the rally, and we meet his daughter for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hamza helps her with the problem that she's having, and she's kind of got her eye on him. Yeah. And Raymond and Jamil meet with the Kalani brothers.
Kanani
brothers, who are money counterfeiters.
Yeah, so the Kanani brothers are sponsors of the election.
Mm-hmm.
So they are funding the election.
Right.
And so they come to celebrate the success as Rahman, Jamil are addressing the crowd about the win. And the scene slowly shifts towards... Do they actually go right away into the tour of the Kanani brothers? Well,
I think they talk about how they're counterfeiting Indian plates.
Okay.
So this is the connection to the terrorism, right? Do we forget why we were here in the first place? It wasn't to take over Liari. It was to stop the terrorism. And there's also a discussion about whether Raymond should run himself for office because the crowd loves him so much.
Yeah.
So they tell him about this plan to counterfeit all this Indian money and sink their economy that way.
Yeah, as they're talking about I think this is where they give a tour of the fake currency printing.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Where it's like an industry level, factory-sized production line printing fake currency.
That's right.
And looking at the tour, Rahman then starts to think and express to join politics.
Right.
As a way to expand his circle with people like Kanani to cover for...
Yeah, so he's making his moves too. Yeah, he's making moves too. Of course, it's all in the name of the Baloch community, right? Not just for himself.
Yes.
What a saint. Another saint. So there's a part, I think Hamza even tells the audience, so this is not like an American movie where they hold your hand, but he does tell the audience that he wants Raymond to become more powerful because then he gets more powerful too.
And he doesn't have to be behind Jamil. He can independently become his own political representation.
Yeah. That being said, he does make a move on Jamil through his daughter. So this begins the romance subplot, which I remember you were not the biggest fan of the first time around.
That's right. I think I was so much sucked into the plot of the story, and I felt the romance was just a distraction from me.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't you think it also serves to like break up the story? Something a little different?
Yes.
It's not just gangster. The movie has so much testosterone, so much masculinity. You know, it wouldn't hurt to break things up a little bit. So the way they meet is Hamza narcs on this underground club of kids just trying to have a good time, you know, in this repressive Islamic country. They just wanted to dance, and Hamza had to mess with that. And he sabotages, do you remember her name? The daughter, Raymond's daughter? You don't remember her name? Yelena. So he sabotages Yelena's car, so she has to get a ride home with him. But, you know, because he's clearly a guy with a very particular set of skills and he can do anything, so she doesn't even seem very surprised. And while they're driving away, I just have a note. He looks so pleased with himself that he successfully pulled this off.
Yeah. Calls the police to raid, locks her car, picks her up. The whole chasing scene is like action-packed.
Well, I mean,
ridiculous.
It's weird because there's serious action, but this part felt very dreamlike and silly.
Yeah.
Like the cops are. It's like the song. Do you know the song where it's like, "We're gonna run around, let the cops chase us around"? You ever heard that song?
No.
So okay, don't worry about it. That's what it reminded. So like the cops are chasing them for some reason. They don't try very hard. They eventually get away pretty easily. We get some romantic stuff, and the plate intel is passed on. Upper leaders don't care.
Oh, my note says they were surprised or shocked to learn that there are plates stolen by Pakistan, and they tried to figure out who's the ministry who was involved.
Right.
As who were involved in the handing off the plates. So it's not. They are very concerned. And they're trying to figure out who did it. And there is a conversation where they also talk about Hamza acts very curious and he asks, how does this money make into India? And they mention that it routes from Karachi through Qatar to Nepal to a state in India called Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is a very, there's a mafia that's strong in that state, and the UP government is unable to control the mafia.
Oh, I see. So my note is not upper leaders don't care, it's UP leaders don't care. That explains it. It's not that they don't care, they just can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So then we meet our next big bad guy. As if this movie doesn't have enough bad guys, we get another one named Major Iqbal of the ISI, or the Pakistan Internal Security Forces. They have a meeting between him and Raymond.
Do you have something Kanani before brothers?
That? Oh, the Kanani brothers are there too?
Yeah.
And he explains that he needs guns from Raymond to carry out terrorist attacks, presumably on India. But the issue is that the ISI is oppressing and fighting and killing the Baluch in Baluchistan.
That's right.
Right? So Raymond doesn't like that, but ultimately he gives in, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
It's an ethical dilemma, but ultimately he pursues his own self-interest. That's why he's a bad guy.
Few more things to add there is when Iqbal is requesting weapons from Rahman, he says, we want the real deal.
Yeah.
We want
like not
weapons
fake guns,
that are made in Russia and America, that have the label made in India, made in America or made in Russia, because if there was a further international investigation, they don't want the Pakistan name to come out, and hence they want the real deal.
Yeah. Remember, no Russian.
Yeah. The other point I wanted to add was Rahman says no first.
Yeah.
They convince him.
How did they convince him? Do you remember?
Yes, because he asked why. Why do you?
Well, like, what's in it for me?
Yes, or no, what is your plan?
What's the plan? Okay.
What's the plan? And Major Iqbal says, there's no harm in sharing what the plan is. How would you like to share the plan? And he introduces someone called Butovi.
Okay.
Who appears there just for like a few
guy.
minutes. Yeah. And he shares the plan where he says it's for a terrorist attack against India. That's when Rahman agrees to.
See, it's interesting. I mean, we can talk about this a little more later, but unlike the terrorist, Raymond doesn't even really seem to care very much about India. He cares about himself. and his own community. You know, he's not like, oh yeah, I hate India, I'm totally on board. But that's what eventually convinces him. Maybe, do you think maybe he just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be used on his fellow Baluch? Yeah.
That's the key. It's not about whether he's against India or pro-India, or he's just making sure it is not against his own community, and that's all he cares about.
Okay. Yeah. So there's another attack, the 3rd October attack. Do you remember which one that was?
Yeah, yes. So basically, all these weapons that they are trying to collect, they try to get more information of what they're planning, and the plan reveals that the next attack is planned for 3rd October.
There's going to be one.
Yes.
It didn't actually happen. Okay. So Jamil says, Raymond has gotten too powerful. It's time to unleash the Jinn. Chapter 5, the Jinn. This is my other favorite part of the movie. And we meet S.P. Chowdhury, played by another actor who we know.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about him?
Yeah. His name is Sanjay Dutt. He is also a 90s actor. He is a very famous actor. His dad is an actor. Much more famous than him, and we watched a few of his movies.
We have, yes.
I think he has that look that fits perfectly for the movie, and the character that he actually played,
S.P. Chowdhury.
S.P. Chowdhury Aslam. He's a real person in Pakistan, and it seems his favorite actor was Sanjay Dutt, and ironic that
well, he played his
character in the movie.
Yeah, that's right. So that was cool. And the movie with Sanjay Dutt that I would recommend to people if you're interested is called Munabai MBBS. It's a classic Bollywood movie in the sense that it's a comedy and there's songs and there's dancing, but it's about a older guy, middle-aged guy, who goes back to try to become a doctor to impress his father. And it's pretty good. So anyway, we meet S.P. Chowdhury in what looks like a salt flat. It's completely flat in a desert. There's a song being played, Guru says it's another classic 90s song.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's meeting 3 guys for, I guess, like a drug deal or a weapons deal, maybe?
Yeah. It looked like a combo of weapon dealing and drug dealing, where he just got to the deal before the deal happened.
Yeah, that's right.
And killed the people involved in it.
Well, he doesn't just kill them. He's talking to a guy, and he pulls the shotgun out of a bag and blows the guy's head off in a single shot. And I must confess that I laughed at that part just because it was so unexpected. And then he just starts blasting everywhere. He talks about his backstory, like a U.S. crime movie. So it's like this guy's like I don't want to say like a loose cannon, but he's a mad dog. You just got to point him at people, and he just loves violence.
As the weapon dealing scene closes, he is driving back, and he gets a call from Jamil.
Yeah. He says, I got a new job for you.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, there's a scene where Hamza confronts Raymond and says, don't help the ISI. And they almost get to come to blows about it.
Yeah. And basically, Hamza is trying to stop Rahman to help Major Iqbal to plot a terrorist event against India.
Like, do you think it was actually going to work? Like, he was actually going to convince them not to do it?
No, I think it is a fair attempt. I don't think he was really catching on the possibility of being able to successfully convince him. But what's wrong in life?
Yeah, exactly. So then we get the same old story with every terrorist attack. They pass on warnings to the Indian government, and the Indian government doesn't know what to do with it.
I think they get information from the information gets passed, and they alert on the coastal line because they do not know where the attack is going to happen, and so the news doesn't come, or the news is not shared with like one spot versus like 15 or 20 spots where the intelligence gets confused, but they are alerted.
Well, I mean, it's the same old story. It's just like 9/11. There's going to be an attack. Where is it? We don't know. When is it? We don't know. Who's going to do it? We don't know. Yeah. So there's not a whole lot you can do with it. So they go on. The next scene is they go to a Baluch camp in Baluchistan, right?
So they called it Baloch United Force.
Yes, that's right. So it's like more like a forward operating base than like a place where people actually live, even though people live there.
Yeah.
Right? So people talk to Hamza. It's like, so you're a Baloch. And I had a note here. I'm surprised he didn't get asked more about his backstory. Because this isn't exactly a huge nation.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, well, who's your dad? Where are you from? Like, who are your parents? Blah, blah, blah. Which could have been an issue because it's all made up. It's a cover story.
Yeah. Actually, good point. But a similar scene sort of happens when actually Raymond takes Hamza into his gang.
Yeah.
They have a very brief conversation.
Yeah,
about
they
it.
do. Well, he's like, so where's your family? And he's like, my family's
lost
all
my
dead.
family.
Convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying. So we get a song and dance. All men. The men are all dancing. It's only men.
So basically, we see the Baloch United Force led by Shirwani, is what they called his name.
Yeah, I didn't bother to remember this
Shirwani.
guy's name.
They give a grand welcome
Yeah.
to Rahman, and Rahman gets his grandson a doctor seat. He gives him money. Then, as part of that conversation, he continues to pass down the weapons list to
Yeah.
the.
Well, don't they open a bunker and there's like all these guns inside hanging on the walls?
Yes, but he hands off the list.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, this is what we want. So this is his source for real guns as
Yes.
opposed to making counterfeit ones. So the weapons deal is on, in other words. So we get a scene with Chowdhury and Jamil, aka the Mooch. I just call him the Mooch, where he's like, I can take care of Raymond for you, but it has to be my way. You can't tell me what to do, or you can't question my methods. All right?
Yeah. Now Jamil is feels insecure about Rahman.
Yeah.
So he puts SP Chaudhary to the job.
Which is not so good for our hero. Our hero wants Raymond to win for now. So there's more romance. There's another song. There's a part where Yelena, is like playing with Hamza's gun, and that's not a metaphor. It's really, so I thought that was interesting. And SP Chaudhary sets up the Liari task force. More singing and a montage.
So the Liari task force is an independent task force that is led by SP Chaudhary, and it is independently led by him. Agenda of this task force is to get Rahman.
Right. There's a brief scene where RAW, the research and analysis wing, the Indian intel agency, they mentioned they found the minister who gave away the plates. So that little plot hole is closed. Okay. Now we get another big sequence. You can call it an action sequence. So they're going to do another deal, but Raymond's kid gets sick, so he can't go. And it turns out that was intentional because the task force ambushes Raymond on the road. And they just open fire on a car, even though a woman and child are in it with him. Right? They have the whole road blocked off and they just start shooting.
Yeah. So a point to note here is the gang actually splits into half, where Rahman, his wife, attends to the kid to take to the hospital, whereas Hamza and Uzair, we never spoke about Uzair Baloch, who is the nephew of Rahman Baloch, and like his sidekick.
His second in command, I would say.
Yeah, that's a better word.
And something interesting about him is he's taller than Hamza. You see that in multiple shots, which is interesting because it seems like he could intimidate Hamza, potentially. Not so much.
Yeah. Uzair and Hamza split away from the gang, and they actually go to collect the weapons that were ordered in the previous scene.
Yeah, that's right. So it turns out that it's a diversion so that we learn later so that the task force can get
Rahman.
Yeah. So there's also a part where Iqbal meets up with Hamza. I guess they haven't left yet because he reveals that he knows that India got tipped off about the 3rd October attack, and then they're going to change it.
Yeah. So basically this happens when they go to collect the weapons. They're having a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And
they drop off the weapons to Major Iqbal.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
They collect the weapons and drop them off to Major Iqbal.
Gotcha.
And as they're having a conversation, Major Iqbal says, now we have to change the October 3rd plan because it got leaked by an Indian guy, and Hamza gets like more attentive because he gets scared if
what if it's him?
Major Iqbal learned about him.
Yeah.
But
the classic spy movie trope where it's like, we hear there's a spy around. Wow, I don't know who you could possibly be talking about.
right, and then the scene as they're walking through the fake
Like the garage, factory.
He takes him into a room where we get to see an Indian spy being tortured
with fishhooks, yeah. So this was apparently in the trailer. I guess it's good to know. I didn't watch the trailer before I saw the movie.
I couldn't handle the scene.
It was a hard scene, yeah. And the only notable thing I have about it is Major Iqbal's really given to this guy. So it seems personal to him, is what I'm saying. So Jamil pretends to help Raymond because Raymond is arrested. And Hamza calls Jamil. He's like, yeah, I'm going to help. And then he just doesn't, right? Because he's behind it the whole time. Hamza figures out that this servant, I guess you could call him a servant?
I think he's a cook.
He's a cook, yeah. That he's a traitor, and there's more extreme violence against the traitor before they ultimately kill him. I'm surprised that they never explained why the traitor poisoned Raymond's son.
No, they do.
They do? They do?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
So Hamza confronts the cook and gets him to confess that he did poison the kid. And upon the torture, he calls out that it was Arshad Papu, the opposite gang, the Pathan gang, actually bribed him.
Okay.
To
betray his community.
Correct. That's right.
Okay, so there's also a note where Hamza somehow knew about the Jamil and Chowdhury deal. Do you remember how is it through the daughter?
Yes. So Yelena sends Hamza a video.
Yeah, so this is spy stuff right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the video shows Harshad, Jamil and SP Chaudhry conspiring to get Rahman.
Yeah, that's right. So they basically make blackmail to try to release Rahman. Well, they blackmail Jamil, but it doesn't work because SP Chaudhry doesn't care. And he keeps hitting Rahman. You think he's going to kill him, but then Hamza saves Rahman's life by attacking the police station where the Liari task force is located. And that's what eventually convinces Chowdhury to let Rahman go. Like in a Bridge of Spies type scene.
Yep.
But what's interesting is that then I thought Hamza would just kill all the policemen, but I guess he wasn't willing to, you know. I mean, it's like they're Pakistani police anyway. What does he care? They're all still bad guys.
Yeah, it's not about killing. It's about getting their leader released. The agenda is to get the leader released.
Okay, that's enough. So someone says something like Hamza lit a spark, and I was like, I don't know about that. Do you remember that part? Somebody says Hamza lit a spark.
Yeah, I think. Do you remember if he ties all the Liari task force upside down to the fans? And
he's gonna light them on fire.
Yeah, he puts gasoline on them and he starts to spark the...
Oh, okay. That's what they meant. So anyway, chapter 7, moving on, is the butterfly effect.
Rahman thanks Hamza.
Oh yeah, well, I mean now they're really tight, right? Because now he saved him twice. He saved his son and then he saved him.
Correct. And Rahman learns that Hamza and Yanira are in love, not lust.
Sure they are. So. Well, do you think Hamza is into her, or is she just a means to an end?
No, I think he's really into.
Okay.
I think he's not making a decision there on prioritizing his love life with his purpose as to why he came down. Of course, his purpose is important for him, but I don't think the romance is a way to make it happen. The romance was a true place from where he came from.
I disagree. I think it's just a little too convenient that this is a total Middle Ages. You marry the king's daughter, and now you're totally set. You know, that's what I think.
Yes. Also, the part where they said inspired by the incredible events, I don't think the romantic aspect was part of it. So it can be interpreted as...
Well, when it comes to these inspired by true events, you have to really take it with a grain of salt. I liked how the romance did flow into the mafia story.
Yeah.
It makes sense, and it all builds on each other. So
now it gets serious.
Now it gets serious because this is the Mumbai hotel attack, 26/11. I remember when this happened, and Hamza like freaks out, and because he sees blood on his hands, and he's not wrong. He was part of it.
Yeah, and November 26th is telecasted live. They're watching the news on the TV. They're having a watch party there, and Hamza is breaks down.
Yeah.
As he sees that, and it brings back all the memories when he actually delivers the weapons and he hands them off to
Yeah, it's scary.
the terrorists. Yeah.
There's a part where they show actual footage, just like in the Parliament attack, but the movie actually stops, and you just hear conversations between the terrorists and their handlers.
Yeah.
And hostages too.
Yes.
So
they're real snippets of the actual conversations that happened.
Yeah. So and just if it wasn't crazy enough, everybody starts celebrating in the room where they're watching it.
Yeah.
Including
also,
Raymond, by the way.
That's right. Also, one thing to note about the recordings were they also actually talk to a Jewish woman. And the handlers are actually telling the terrorist what else to do as they're watching it live.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So of course
it's like live instructions.
Yeah, it reminds us of the stakes, and I don't know, it's just hard. I can see why Hamza took it hard too, but fortunately nobody notices that he freaks out.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting if someone had noticed.
Yeah.
But
He
it's
hides
not that
it
kind
really
of
well.
It's not that kind of movie though.
Also, he hides it well.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so he wants revenge. He talks to the juice seller. He's like, let's go get him back. There's some drama with Yanira.
Yeah, so there is this part where he feels very disturbed with what happened, and he starts to wonder how the intelligence was not aware of it.
Yeah, I mean the classic question, right?
Yeah.
He's like, because I'm right here and I told them about it.
Yeah. But I don't think date was ever revealed, and
well, no, I mean it's like I said before, like there's going to be an attack, but we don't know where or when or how.
yes. However, for the 3rd October when they planned, these guys knew about it.
Yeah.
However, the 26th November plan they were not aware of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So he has some drama with his girlfriend. He tells her, I want to rule Karachi. He finally gives away that he's not just, oh, I love Raymond, I just want to serve Raymond until I die.
Yeah.
No, he's got bigger plans than that. We jump forward again to 2009.
So there is also a subtle message behind it that his not hatred, but we can call it hatred towards Raymond becomes much more solid after the Mumbai attacks.
Yeah, well now...
Because he's behind...
So he is a cog in the machine. We'll talk about this a little bit more later. Raymond is a cog in the machine, but the fact that he was happy about it, or at least pretended to be, makes you dislike him more.
Yeah.
Yeah. He isn't just an amoral guy who just wants money.
Yeah.
Now he's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we jump forward to 2009. Raymond's a politician now. There's a huge crowd for him and for the president. There's a part where Jamil destroys his own TV, like the cliche. Right? Is it Jamil who destroys his own TV?
It is Aslam Chowdhury who...
Oh, Aslam Chowdhury does. Somebody does. Let's see. We reiterate that Hamza wants to be the next king of Liari, but he deletes the video of Jamil conspiring in order to...
So there is a very subtle scene when the election results were announced.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was Raymond Baloch and not Jamil. He has this thoughts of that he lost the elections and he's disappointed about it, and there is a subtle moment they show where Hamza's eyes meet Jamil's eyes. They have a
connection,
connection, and Hamza then asks Yelena to invite her dad Jamil for a tea.
Okay. Yeah, this
to
is
their little apartment.
yeah, this is where he says, "I want to be king of Liori, and we're going to work together to make it happen."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he says, you have been supporting the wrong people all your life.
Mhm.
How about if you support your family?
Yeah, that's right. See, and that's why I think they're not really in love. That's why I think it was just to make moves for the glory of India. Hamza's wedding now, and we get a true Bollywood song and dance number here.
Yeah. So basically, at the tea conversation, Hamza ends up convincing Jamil
Yeah.
to believe in him,
Yeah.
to invest in him,
Hmm.
so they together can take down Rehman.
Yeah. Which kind of makes you wonder if Raymond and Jamil had this same conversation 10 years prior to take down somebody else.
I'm sure.
You know, it's hard to see Jamil as a true bad guy, even though he is Pakistani and involved in all this stuff. He's just so soft. He
politician.
just looks so soft, you know.
Jamil?
Jamil, yeah.
Jamil is a pure politician. Any act he does is purely political.
Yeah.
There's the agenda-based
Mhm.
action. He
Yeah.
just doesn't do it
No, I know.
just like that.
But it's hard to dislike him because he just looks so friendly. I don't know.
So in favor of the agreement,
Yeah.
Hamza deletes the video.
Oh, okay. Which makes you wonder if he had a backup video somewhere. I mean, that's what I would do, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Now
so
we can jump to
now the wedding, we get what's called an item song. Do you want to explain to the audience what an item song is?
Yeah. It's more like a entertaining song.
Come on, girl. It's a sexy song with a sexy lady. What? Is that not true?
Yeah, something like that.
I just needed to put it that way. So we had like a couple of dancers, and they're singing a song, and it's true Bollywood. It doesn't go on for as long as a normal Bollywood song would, because it's not that kind of movie. But everyone's there. Iqbal is there, Raymond is there, and Iqbal is crowing that India didn't even hit back
Yeah.
after the Mumbai attack, and that they're planning another one. It's going to be even worse.
Yeah. And as part of that scheming, he says they're planning something for 15th August in a city called Amritsar in Punjab. And 15th August, for the audience to note, is Indian Independence Day.
Okay. By the way, Guru noticed something here that if it had been in real life would have gotten Hamza killed. You noticed something about him that gave away that he is in fact an Indian. Do you remember what it was?
Yes. So he has an ear piercing, which is a very common thing for Indian men to have their ears pierced as part of a childhood ritual, and that is true only for Hindus and not for.
Yeah, he's posing as a Muslim.
Correct.
But even though you can take the earring out, but the hole that it makes is still there.
Correct.
And you can see it in this scene.
Yes, and also men get the ear pierced as part of the event, though they don't have to actually wear a earring.
Mm-hmm.
Though this was not part of the movie, I independently noticed it as the camera was panning across like the couple's face.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that he had his ear was pierced.
Correct. Yeah. Fortunately, it's just a movie, though.
Yes.
In real life, he presumably would not have had it. Presumably.
He would have had it because it's the star who had it, and they just like.
No, but I'm saying the character. In real life, the real
character
Hamza
wouldn't have had it.
would not have had this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I thought that was interesting. And he fills out a journal in invisible ink after the wedding that basically is like the Arya Stark assassination list, all the people that he's going to kill. We get the final chapter, E2 Brutus.
So
or do you have something else? Yeah.
Yes, I had one thing in the movie that I couldn't get was what did Alam, the Jew Center guy,
Yeah.
what is it about the dairy that he handed off to Hamza when the Mumbai blast attacks happen and they meet, they talk, and he hands off the dairy to him. What is it about the dairy that he handed off to him now?
That's a good question, and I don't know. Maybe it was like, write down all the people you want revenge on, it'll make you feel better.
Yeah, but it does have the invisible ink and stuff.
Yeah, so you can put it. Okay, so it's the final chapter. The final chapter kind of sneaks up on you, but it is long. I think it's like a half an hour long.
So very quick before we jump into the next one is we see a scene right after the marriage where they're all drinking together.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right? Iqbal, as he was scheming the next attack against India, checks with Rahman if he can get some weapons by August 9th.
Yeah, and he says we're busy on August 9th.
Yeah, so they look at the diary and he asks Uzair to check the diary. Uzair is the
sidekick?
Yeah.
Second in command?
Yes,
Yeah.
second in command for Rahman. He's drunk, so Hamza offers to check the calendar and he picks 9th August when the calendar is actually busy.
Yeah. Because he
he
has a scheme.
Yes, he intentionally does that so that the party breaks and he can run his plot.
Yeah. So I had trouble following this the first time we watched the movie, so I'm glad you're here to explain it. The final chapter, Hamza is meeting the Baluch again to get more guns. It's not clear whether Raymond knows about it, or was this the whole thing with the diary? It's or with the planner.
Yeah.
So Hamza could go by himself.
Yeah.
There's a throwaway line that the ISI poisoned a school in Baluchistan, by the way.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. And Hamza splits up the gang.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. This is the deal where it's basically the idea is to get Raymond alone.
Yes.
And this is the part where the movie gets a little silly, if you ask me. Okay? Mm-hmm. This may be a hot take, but Hamza's plan is absurd and ridiculous. So what happens is he drives first of all, he's driving the car that has Raymond in it. He drives it away from the group into an isolated forest where Chowdhury and his men are waiting to arrest him.
Yep.
Okay? That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that the plan relies on Raymond falling asleep, and not just Raymond, everyone in the car falling asleep and staying asleep until they arrive at the exact place where they need to be. And I know it's a movie, and I shouldn't be that big of a deal, but...
Yeah, fair. But I think all that scene happens very quick, where it could also have been shown not paying attention. It doesn't have to be really falling asleep, but imagine if they were looking at their phone and not paying attention where the driver is going and are the bikes and the cars following them. Mm-hmm. So
I think the movie is also, it stretches things out in this part.
Yep.
So he's driving. The guys are slowly waking up, driving. Raymond wakes up. And he's I'm almost there. But eventually...
So Rahman, it doesn't take long for Rahman to actually notice that something was not right. Doesn't take that long. He actually
it feels long in my memory, that's right.
Yeah. So he looks in the back and he doesn't see anyone escorting before or after.
Yeah.
And there is no traffic around at all. And it looks like a deserted forest. And so he asks, stop the car. Now.
Well, hang on. Before that... Hamza gaslights Raymond. He's don't you remember? I said 10th August.
Oh, yes.
But Raymond, I guess, is a photographic memory or something because he's 100% sure. Who was it? And that's how he figures it out.
Correct.
Which is interesting because he has literally no reason not to trust Hamza.
Yeah.
Hamza has been through a lot with him.
Correct.
So I would have totally fallen for it. So the fight in the car, which is great. There's a crash. One of the guys gets launched out and he hits a stop sign on the way down, just in case you forgot that this is a super violent movie.
Yeah.
So SP is on the way, there's a big gun battle, there's a chase, there's a fist fight, Chowdhury fights Raymond, and then Hamza fights Raymond.
First, Hamza escapes.
Yeah, he runs away.
Leaving Raymond in the car.
Yeah.
And before Raymond gains consciousness and he sort of tries to fight the
the police,
task force.
The task force,
Yeah, and he escapes too.
Mm-hmm.
And soon SP Chowdhury follows. So there are 3 people who ran away.
Yeah, so this was interesting. It's a 3-way. I thought it was going to be 2 versus 1. It's not. They fight 1-on-1 and then 1-on-1 again.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Hamza fights a sidekick guy.
Yes,
yeah.
Who actually realizes halfway that he lost trail of
Yeah.
the car, and he takes the diversion and comes back.
Yeah. So this was not where I thought the movie was going to go, with a bunch of fist fights in the woods. I know action movies. You know what it's like? It's like a Jackie Chan, like a kung fu movie, like a martial arts movie, where the big bad here, the big bad villain is also the best at punching.
Yeah.
Which doesn't, that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but I thought Hamza could have done much better. They show many places, many instances where he doesn't fight as well.
Yeah.
And he had to fight hard
Yeah, he also gets injured before the fight. That's always a good way to even the score.
Correct.
Because I feel like if they were both healthy in a boxing ring, Raymond probably wouldn't have much of a chance.
Correct.
Hamza's enormous.
Yes.
Right.
Do you remember what happens next?
Well, so I just want to mention there's a spiky tree that people get run into the spiky tree, and there's a part where one of the thugs dual wields. It feels like a video game, like he's a boss from a video game.
Yeah.
Eventually, he beats up Raymond.
Yep. So there is there's a scene that they go into the past where where Hamza, SP Chaudhary and Jamil are plotting this plan.
Yeah, this trap.
And Hamza says, only one request I have is I want Rahman down but not dead. Make sure he's not dead.
Make sure he's alive when he hits the hospital.
Correct.
And why is that?
So that Hamza looks as if he was trying to save Rahman, and he still connects with the gang and he's not thrown out of the gang.
Okay.
So that he's actually repeating the same thing he did with Rahman's son. That's his way of getting into the gang. Here is his way of staying in the gang, though he is killing the leader of the gang.
Yeah, it'd just be a little too convenient that Hamza and the crew leave. Everyone dies except for him, right? Isn't that a little convenient?
But they were not a lot to die.
No,
they were
I
only
know.
3 people. 3 or 4 people, yeah.
But I'm just saying it looks better if 2 of them are alive. But it is risky, because what if Raymond doesn't die? Then you're totally screwed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they show Hamza rushing Rahman to a hospital. And as soon as they arrive the hospital, they try to keep him alive in the auto, in a tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where actually Rahman tries to still attack Hamza.
Yeah, he's tries to strangle him.
Him, and he's fighting while also saying...
Pretending like he's trying to save him. So I have a question for you, Guru. So the fight with Raymond is the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is I don't dislike Raymond that much. As a big bad of a big movie goes,
Yeah.
I don't really hate him. Do you hate him? You know what, maybe before you answer that question, I'll explain my thought, or do you want to answer it first?
No.
So, like I mentioned, he's a cog in the machine of terrorism. But he's not the head. People who I hate are the brothers, Major Iqbal, the terrorist who hijacked the plane. I hate them.
Yeah.
I want Hamza to put their head through a spiky tree.
Yeah.
Raymond Baluch is just he's just a means to an end.
Yes.
Hamza has to knock him off, but he's a family man. He cares about the Baluch. He's loyal. He's not all bad, is what I'm saying, though he is bad.
Yeah. For me, you're right. All of them are bad men, and he is equally bad.
Right.
Because Major Iqbal and Kanani brothers, without Rahman's help, wouldn't have had that operation possible.
No, I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. He's a cog in the machine.
No, but he's equally as powerful, as enabled as the other two as well.
So he's got to go.
Yes.
Yeah. But I guess
it's not about whether he has a heart, how does he treat his community, how does he treat his wife and kids. Obviously, if he's a family man, he does all that well. But how are his intentions towards another country?
Right.
And he is the core of this weapon supply that is actually enabling them to run their operations. So cut him out.
No, I know, I hear you, but I'm saying is if Hamza threw Major Iqbal into a blender, I would stand up and cheer in the theater.
Yes.
I don't stand up and cheer when he kills Raymond.
Yeah.
I think it's because Raymond is you just love to hate him. You know, he's just so charismatic.
I think
know.
you're looking at the actor and not the character.
That could be true. If he was uglier, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't like him.
Yeah.
Okay, we jump back to 2002. A flashback of Hamza without his hair.
Yep.
You can't even recognize him.
That's right.
Oh my God. We talked about him being inserted, how they looked for a criminal for the job.
Yeah.
And
He looked like he was kidnapped and
Yeah.
he's at this table with the officer and having a conversation
yeah.
about this operation.
Mhm.
And he's lost and he's trying to understand what are you talking.
That's right. And we get the reveal of his real name, which is something Singh. I don't remember the rest of it.
Jaskrit Singh.
Yeah. And
Jaskrit Singh, I forgot his full name.
yeah, it flips the title over. It shows Jaskrit Singh flips to Hamza something.
Hamza
Mazali or something like that. And so that's the end of the movie, and it's like to be continued, right? Because obviously he hasn't dismantled terrorism in Pakistan. But even though the death of Raymond left me sort of wanting something, it was a good way to end the first movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is part one.
Yeah. It definitely felt like a arc, right? He wants to take over Liari, and he does,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now he has power over Liari. He took one of the gangsters down.
Mm-hmm.
What does he have next in plan?
That's right.
Yeah.
We got to stick around. We got to find out.
Yep.
Spy fact versus spy fiction.
All right, so now it is time for our spy fact versus fiction. I understand there's whole YouTube videos about Dhurandhar, which part's true, which part's not true.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to tell us about?
No, I think I want for you to get started and I'll add.
Okay, so I just have a couple of things. So when Hamza goes to Yelena's party, underground party, they mentioned these are a bunch of burger kids, which I thought was funny. It reminded me of the Burger King Kids Club back from when I was a kid. So there's a article called The Burger Boys of Pakistan from Dhurandhar, Imran Khan, and a Loaded History at ndtv.com. I didn't do the whole article. It basically just says, a burger boy in Pakistan refers to an urban, affluent young man who is perceived as westernized and culturally detached from local Pakistani life. In this case, I guess it applies to girls as well. So the other thing I wanted to mention was on 12 October 1984, the Provisional Irish Republican Army, IRA, attempted to assassinate Margaret Thatcher as well as other members of the British government at the Grand Hotel in Brighton, England. 5 people were killed, including the Conservative MP Sir Anthony Berry. And it's remembered because the IRA has a famous quote that people like to pass around the internet that says, "Today we were unlucky, but remember we only have to be lucky once. You will have to be lucky always. Give Ireland peace and there will be no war."
Interesting.
So the idea is like the Pakistani terrorists, you know, they can be unlucky sometimes, but India has to be lucky all the time. On the other hand, the IRA ended up disarming on camera, and they're basically gone now. Well, Margaret Thatcher died of old age, so I guess who got the last laugh there? Anyway, that's what I have for spy fact versus fiction.
Some things that I learned were character played by Hamza Ali Mazari is like a larger than life character in the movie. If we watch the movie, the audience can relate. They show him like a...
Well, yeah, like in movies, they often composite 5 or 6 or more characters into one character.
Yes. So the actual Hamza Ali Mazari is probably 5 or 6 people, or even more, who have been sent on this operation,
Right.
depicted in one character. And obviously the real people did not have such kind of presence. They were always like, you know, you fit in the crowd.
Yeah, you're not going to remember them by design.
Yeah. And there was something about the live call records I wanted to mention was, I forgot where the handoff happens. As the weapons handoff happens, there was also a way where the phones or the SIM cards that the terrorists actually used during the attacks were also passed down by the Indian spies. that's where the recordings were available, and they were able to trace the numbers.
Oh my God.
And get the recordings.
So they were that involved with the operation, but still weren't able to prevent it.
Yeah, because they were not aware of the dates, nor they were aware of the location.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yep.
Anything else, Guru?
I think one last one I wanted to call out is also is the connection between IC-814 hijack and how is it related to 9/11 attack? Is where they were using the hijack as a test pilot to make sure that the plan, the ultimate 9/11 plan, works.
So was there anything different about this? Because there have been hijackings for a long time. What about this one made it a test run? Do you know?
Yeah, because they were able to successfully get the flight, make multiple hops. The actual flight starts from Kathmandu, Nepal to Delhi, Hyderabad. However, it lands in Punjab, then Lahore in Pakistan, then ultimately in Kandahar in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So that gave them the assurance that they can control, and it's not impossible to actually plan an attack on using a aircraft carrier.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right.
So that gave them assurance, and both the terrorist who was released planned the bigger 9/11, and the execution was also in a very similar mode of using aircraft
Yeah, that's right.
to plan it.
Okay.
Favorite quotes.
All right, so now it's time for our favorite quotes. The movie's long. I had quite a few. Do you want to go first this time?
No, you go first. Let me get my notes.
So towards the end, during the fight, I think it's Raymond says, "I don't lose," or maybe it's Hamza. One of them says that. Says, "I don't lose." I quite liked in the beginning, those smug terrorists who I really disliked them. One of them says, "We live just across the border. If you think you've got the balls, do your worst."
Oh yeah, this is
part?
This is when
This is the hijack.
hijackers say that, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, wow, turns out your worst is quite a bit.
Yeah. I have a quote that comes soon after that. Is when the IB Intelligence Bureau director talking to the ministers about how to retaliate.
Right.
He says, for a punch to land, you have to make a fist first.
Well, I like, from the similar scene, they say, "Cheers to Dhurandhar," as well. There's a part where Raymond says, "I won't betray my community," though of course he goes on to do that. There's a part where I think Chowdhury says to Raymond, "I've waited 12 years to see your blood on my shirt."
Who says that?
I think SP Chowdhury says that to Raymond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then finally, I will say there's a part where somebody says, "It's not red, it's maroon."
I forgot who that was.
I think it's like at a wedding or something. Or maybe Jamil says it. He's like the comedy guy, so he's probably the one who said that.
Okay.
Anything else for you?
Yep. So I like this quote where the Indian Intelligence Bureau is talking to each other, and the raw head says, when in the context of the currency plates handed off, he says Indians are number one Indian enemies before Pakistan is number two.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Same old story again.
That's one. The next one I liked was when Hamza breaks down looking at the Bombay blast live on the TV. He's so disturbed that he makes up his mind to take Rahman down. And he says he says something in Hindi. What it translates to is, "A wounded lion doesn't fear death. It just makes it more lethal."
True.
Yeah, and
Sure.
that's where he rises up to coming up with a plan to kill.
And then he does. Kicks ass.
Yeah.
All right, anything else, or is that all?
Ratings.
All right, so now it's time for our ratings on a scale of 1 to 10 martinis. 1 being Avengers 1998 level bad. 10 being even better than Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. How do we rate Dhurandhar? Do you want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
You go first.
So I always like to say the pros and the cons. And I didn't write them down, so I'm going to go off the top of my head. The pros are, it's just an epic movie. I've never seen anything like it. There's got crime, it's got emotions, it's got romance, it's got singing. It grabs you by the face with a bunch of fish hooks and won't let go until the end. Sorry. And you know the stakes. You get really invested. I think I liked it more the first time than the second time. It's just got a lot of pros. Good characters, good story. It's different. The negatives are it's long. Usually having something long is an issue for me, but we've watched a lot of Bollywood movies in the past, and the reason why I don't dislike Bollywood movies for being long is because there's enough story that fills that time. It doesn't make you wait. In this case, I didn't love a lot of the politics stuff. I felt like it was time being taken up that didn't really need to be there. The violence, I would ding it for the violence, because that's not what I'm personally into, even though some people are. And then the questionable plot at the end, it bothered me at the time. It doesn't bother me that much now. It's a really interesting movie. I can't say I would recommend it to everyone because of the violence. Like, I wouldn't recommend this to my grandmother.
Yeah.
But it's good. I think if you like spies and you like something different, I would recommend it to a lot of people. I will give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it's quite good.
Yeah. That's well summarized.
Thank you.
I'm at 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked is most of the movie, everything about the movie, exposing what is happening behind the screens, and how is the Indian intelligence planned, the stakes on the table, what is happening, how do we deal with it, what they've tried, what did not work, what is the only option left. And then it exposed sides of Pakistan that I wasn't aware of.
I don't think anybody was aware of it. Yeah.
So it was very eye-opening, and then the whole plot, basically. But the one point that I take that I did not give.
Okay. The reason why you take a martini off.
Yes, is I wasn't a huge fan of the romance itself, because the story was very gripping, and every aspect of the romance just felt like a distraction. I couldn't wait for the scene to complete to get back to the story.
You know, it's funny you say that, because the second time around, the romance didn't bother me that much. It did overstay its welcome, but I was okay with it for whatever reason.
I think romance comes second. Violence is why I took the one point out, followed by romance.
Yeah, you said violence was why?
Yeah, violence is at number 1, romance is at number 2.
Okay. Well, that's the two things that Americans love.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, anything else you would like to say about Dhurandhar before we get out of here, Guru?
Nope, I hope you all like the podcast and go watch the movie.
Yeah, check it out for yourself. Just be warned about some of the things we've talked about. And is there anywhere people can find you if they want to hear more from you, Guru? Like maybe a certain other podcast that you make guest appearances on sometimes?
I make guest appearances on Tuesday Night Gaming. That is Zach's another podcast with his siblings. It's about playing games while having fun, conversations, banter. Join to meet me and Zach on their podcast.
Great.
But I can't wait for the part 2 of the movie.
Yeah, we'll have you back on for part 2. See what happens with Hamza, see what happens with all those guys. So thank you all for joining us. You can find us at social media at the Spy-Fi Guys on Facebook, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Instagram, as well as our merch store at redbubble.com. Until next time, I'm Zach.
And I'm Guru.
And we are the Spy-Fi Guys, signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Spy-Fi Guys. If you enjoyed our podcast, please be sure to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. The theme song from this podcast is Mistake the Getaway by Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Films, books, and television shows reviewed by our podcast are the intellectual property of their respective copyright holders, and no infringement is intended.
This is a personal podcast. Any views, statements, or opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and belong solely to the participants. They do not represent those of people, institutions, or organizations that the participants may or may not be associated with in a professional or personal capacity unless explicitly stated. Any views or opinions are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, or individual.
You can find our podcast on social media at The Spy-Fi Guys on Facebook, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Instagram.